I'm from a small town in southern Michigan, about right here on the map. When I moved to Lexington to attend UK, I did not know a single thing about the city or anyone here. So when we got this assignment that we had to pick a local place, I was a little nervous. I wasn't too familiar with any local places here. One place I remembered eating with my family when we had come down to visit was Joe Bologna's. I really liked that restaurant and I figured that I would give it a try. I had eaten here about 2 or 3 times before starting this project. The restaurant is very unique as it was previously a church and has kept many of the characteristics. I really liked that aspect of it, but I didn't put much thought into why it was like that. I assumed that they just did this to make it unique and help keep the history in Lexington. I made my assumptions based on my beliefs and past experiences. The first thing that drew me to this restaurant was the church-like feel. I am very strong in my faith and have a brand new, beautiful, big Catholic church at home. The outside is all lined with stained glass windows. Joe Bologna's restaurant is also lined with stained glass windows. As their website says, this is to add elegance and artistry to the restaurant, but for me, it provided a sense of familiarity. Without even realizing it, they made me feel at home and put me back into my comfort zone. A quote by Shannon Elder says, "Your perspective on life comes from the cage you are captured in." Being that I am 6 hours from everything I have ever known, I tend to gravitate towards places that remind me of home. In my hometown, we only have 2 restaurants. One's a bar and one's a cafe, so there's no competition. Here in Lexington, there's many different restaurants, so being unique is important to draw customers, as many different restaurants must all compete. When I was overwhelmed by all the choices, I realized that the church-like structure must have been to keep it unique and to stand out. After doing my analysis, I realized that my assumptions were pretty accurate and that this restaurant creates a sense of community and family unity for customers. Before I even started my fieldwork, I did a bunch of pre-research. I did a simple Google search for Joe Bologna's. I then found their direct website. I got a lot of valuable information from the About Us section. I also found their Facebook page and relevant news articles. Then I went to the restaurant for dinner. I took a notepad and an ink pen, and I wrote down every single thing that I saw, heard, tasted, wrote down absolutely everything. Then when I got back to my dorm that night, I started looking through my list and taking the little details and connecting them to larger ideas. This formed my thesis and my main points. About 1 or 2 weeks later, I went back to the restaurant and had dinner again. This time, I wanted to make sure all my details were exactly how I remembered, make sure everything was accurate, and conduct my interview. I did an interview with my waitress who asked to remain anonymous, but she gave me very important information that helped to prove my points. Through this analysis, I learned that every single thing in a space is done for a purpose. It's not just done because that's how they felt like. Everything forms a bigger picture and has a bigger meaning to send a message.